show you the gospel classic hymn, Precious Lord, Take My Hand. If you want the letter notes for that, go to LetterNotePlayer.com and I have them there for you. Let's start with the melody. We're in a nice singable key of G, and we start on a B. B, C, D, 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 G, B, B, A, G, G, E, G, G, E, D, 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 G, B, B, A, B, C, D, 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 B, 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 A, G, G, E, G, G, E, D, G, B, D, B, A, G. And I have 3 verses on the letter notes, so that different accompaniment each time. But let's go to the introduction now. All I'm going to do is use a D7 chord. So the D7 is 1, 3, 5, 7 on D with an F sharp in there. White, black, white chord. There's your 7th. So I'm going to play it like that with the left hand. D, F sharp, A, C, D, F sharp, A. So I'm just going to just arpeggiate that D7 and hold it for a second and then go right into. We start off with the G chord. You've really only got 3 chords here. With I have a few variations in there occasionally, but you've got a G chord, all white notes, G, B, D, a C chord, all white notes, and your D7, F sharp, A, C, D, F sharp, A, C. So you've got your 1 chord, your 4 chord, and your 5 chord in the key of G. So we start off with G chord, G, and then the B and the D. Then we make it into a 7th chord. We just add the F for variety. Then we go to a C chord. Do it again. Back to the G chord. And I hit the G, then the B and the D. I hit the C, then the C, E and the G, then the G, B and D. Now I'm going to walk that G chord up. I'm going to hit a B in the bass. Just go into an inversion right there. Put instead of G and the B and the D, I'll go to B and the D and the G, D, G. And then just walk that arpeggio up. Now I like to hold the notes as I play them. Then you go back to the G chord, but this time we're going to go up. Now here I've got an implied G7, and all I did is I took it to the 7th there as the bass. So I went from the G to the F, kept the same notes, then down to the C. Now here I'm applying a C7, but I'm using the B flat in the bass. And walk it on down to the G chord. D. Now here, D, B, then hit the F sharp and the A. A, G. Now here we're going to go to a G chord, to a C chord, back to the G chord, all holding that G right there. So when we have that G chord, then we slide up to a C and an E. Now we've got a C chord with the G in the bass, and then we go back to the G chords. So it's 1 chord, 4 chord, 5 chord, or 1 chord back to the G chord. And then I'm going to do the 2nd verse differently. Just a single note bass that walks down. So it's going to go G, F, E, C, G, B, D, C sharp, C. Again, G, F, E, up to a B flat, G, D, and then to a C, A, B, G. It's where it has lead me home. So we're leading you back to the G right there. Now putting them together, there's your G, F, to the G. Now walk it down to the F. Up to that B flat. And you can go down there if you want to. You can play the C in that octave, C, B, A, G, or the C up here. I like the close harmony with the lightness of it to go up right there. But you can, it'll work on either octave. And then I'm going to change the chord here. I'm going to go to a G major 7th sound, but I'm going to put a, when we get to the third verse, I'm going to do all chords in the left hand. So we're going to start off with a G major 7th, but I'm going to have the B in the bass. Now, there, you can either play a BFG or a DFG. I do it both ways. Once I do it as a BFG here, and then later on I do it as a DFG because I've got a B in the right hand. But right here, then we go to a G7, and all we do there is play the B, the F, and the G. Now here you could, I play in the C, the G, and the B flat because I have the E in the right hand. So I have the whole 7th chord, and then once I go to the G, I don't have that E in there anymore, but it's still in your ear. Back to a G chord with B in the bass. Now an E minor chord. That's the first time for that really that we've emphasized that. E minor with the B in the bass. Here we go with the D and the F sharp, and then the D, C sharp, C. So what we're doing there is we're going from a D chord to a D major 7th to a D7. And we're walking it down. Then we go back to that G major 7. B, D, F sharp, G. There I have the whole 7th chord, the G7, with the B up here, and then the D, F, and G down there, down in the left hand. Now, here you can play the, see I've got the whole C7. There's your C7 with the B flat at the bottom. You can play that B flat and the C down here if you want to. But I don't like the sound because it's a little muddier sound. Here it's real close harmony and I like it. Another way you could do it is like this. So you can play the C and the B flat right there. Because you're coming from the C chord and then you go to C and the B flat. But what I've got written in the letter notes, it's just a nice little sound right there with the B flat and the C and the E and the G all together. Then go all the way down to the G. And end just like we did that first verse, then come out of that with a tag ending. So we take my hand and we go right to a G chord, B in the bass. Then we go to this D7 and we have a C, D, F sharp, A. So we go from B and B, D, G to C, C, D, F sharp, A. And then we're just going to walk down the chords here. We're going to go C chord, B minor chord, A minor chord, and then roll a G chord. So you can hit the B, D, G up here, or you can hit it here. Either way you want to. You're right here on this G. So you can go up here, or you can stay right there and do it right there. So So that tag ending will sound like this.